This video is meant to be somewhat of an update on where we are apartment-wise, and I know I've used that intro before on stuff, but the reason why I say this is I truly feel that it's going to be the 11th because we've been at this for quite a while, and this goes back to even before we got the app for the current place that we're going to be at in a few days. And with that being said, it's kind of overdue because the current people, to their credit, and I don't want to sound shady in that regards, but the person I'm supposed to call for this stuff, we got the number, it's a landline, okay, that still works. But we called the number and, I have someone else that can vouch for me on this. I called the number, she called the number, and it's like you can't even leave a message on this particular phone number. Because when we tried to call said number, it sounded like a robot having a full-blown meltdown. There's a bunch of beeps and squeaks and what have you. So it's like, you just give me a phone number that is out of service or something? Because even with phones that are out of service, you get a little message saying that. So with that, it's kind of like, okay. And, I'm gonna be digging at stuff that had happened years prior to this, but also one of the guys who here, not, the guys per se, but the main dude that is here apparently got all testy over the fact that my mother in question had a few questions that she wanted to have answered because she thought that for some odd reason I had an appointment on Labor Day or something. This was a few years back, mind you. And she realized afterwards, like, oh, no one's gonna have an appointment on, Labor Day or anything like that. But here's where the problem is that he totally ripped into her and was basically just kind of being, I don't want to use the term rude and arrogant, but that's kind of what it is. And, I definitely won't go into his personal matters because that, for me, wouldn't be cool or professional or anything like that. But it's like when you're trying to run a house and you have your own personal life, and the fact that you have someone else over you, overriding stuff, and all that, he's bound to get ticked off at anything, But to keep it on a more positive thing, because, in a few days, I'll be, starting my own chapter in my own place and all of that on the 11th. And like I have said in other things like this, whether it's, these videos or the Audacity tracks where I'm saying it, is there's someone that was saying it's the 17th of September. And this kind of is connected to what we said earlier in this video about the phone sounding goofy is the person in question that I'm supposed to talk to is related somehow, at least that's what I've been told, to one of the people that do work here. So it's kind of one of those, okay, there are possible conflict of interest here. And, and that's just a little weird little thing there, but again, for the second time, I want to keep everything positive and as pure as I can possibly do in my own get up, because you want to start everything anew and fresh in a new town, because you only get room for a first impression once. That's why they call them first impressions. But just stop talking about other people, because they're not here. To focus on myself would be the main idea, because after a few days, regardless of what day it is, the 11th or vice versa, I'm going to be out of here before the end of the month. And if that isn't a big, then someone please tell me. But to be all nice about it, I'm going to be starting my own new chapter pretty soon. And that's going to be pretty freaking cool. And with that, that's about it. Peace out.